لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم.
So brothers and sisters, inshallah, we will begin with a big smile on everyone's face, as Allah Azza wa Jal has given us the chance to go for Hajj this year. So may Allah make it easy journey for everyone and accept that from us. Ameen. As Allah Azza wa Jal said, those who know are definitely much better than those who do not know. Are they equal? They are not equal. That's why we need to know. It's always better to worship Allah with knowledge. So when we perform our Hajj or do any ibadah, we should actually learn what we are doing bi'iznillahi ta'ala. So may Allah give us the knowledge. Say, Ya Allah, give us ilm. Ameen. Especially with this great journey that we're all waiting for it. Every one of us is usually waiting, and our hearts is actually, we want to respond to Allah when He called us to do Hajj, and we are all need to perform it bi'iznillah. So now when we know and when we learn, that will make a big difference inshallah ta'ala. So we will begin with what Muslim should know, what the Hajji should know before he or she go for Hajj. So the first thing that we should know, we should learn definitely, because knowledge is important, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he emphasized that we should learn before we act. So that's why it's important to know and to read about Hajj step by step. And in details, you will learn lots of du'as. That's what is your homework is. To learn a lots of du'as, especially that relates to tawaf, or when you go to a sa'i. All of that is needed from us. Also du'a is safar when you travel. And we all, alhamdulillah, we travel a lot, and we know that what we should say, what we should do when it comes to our salawat, how we can perform them while we are in a plane or while we are in the bus, and so on and so forth. So we will learn Al-Hajj pillars. We know the Hajj has pillars. Hajj has wajibat, also besides the pillars. And when it comes also to the Umrah, because usually when we arrive, we perform Umrah first, and this Umrah is called Umrah to Tamattu. So what other stuff that we will need to learn step by step, we will start inshallah with this one. So the first and the most important thing that we should make sure that we cover is to have patience, brothers and sisters. To have patience, sabr. We always say sabr, sabr, sabr. That's important for all of us. All the time, you will find that you are actually nervous, you are stressed. We want to remove that. We want to have a stress-free Hajj. Can we have this? Stress-free Hajj. You don't need to worry too much. You don't need to get nervous. You don't need to have any concerns or to worry about whatever is happening. Just take it easy, and Allah will make it easy. Can we say this? Take it easy, Allah will make it easy. Just do your homework of learning, studying, and doing your important things when it comes to Hajj, and Allah will make it easy for all of the rest of our journey, bi'iznillah. So sabr is essential, is important for all of us, inshallah ta'ala. So let's first know why we are performing Hajj. What is the merit of doing Hajj, bi'iznillah ta'ala? We know, alhamdulillah, everyone is eager to do Hajj always, and we want to be among those whom Allah has blessed to be with the Hujjaj on Arafat. May Allah make it easy. It's only 3 weeks to travel, mashallah. So what happens here? First of all, it is obedience to Allah Azza wa Jal. It is what? Obedience, ta'ah to Allah Ta'ala. Number 2 is because the people who go perform Hajj and come back, they come back like what? Like children, like babies. As the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if you do Hajj and your Hajj is complete and perfect, and you did not do much of sins or mistakes, Allah Azza wa Jal will make you, when you return back as a baby. So after you come back, we're not going to call you Hajji, but we'll call you baby. Because you are newborn person, that Allah Azza wa Jal has made you clear of everything that you have committed before, bi'iznillahi ta'ala. Okay, also, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that the one who is performing Hajj, he's similar to the one who's doing jihad for the sake of Allah, especially when it comes to women. Sittina Aisha, she asked and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, we see that jihad is the best of all deeds. So what for us women? So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, you have better than jihad, which is for you Hajj. So mashallah, we see the brothers are taking their spouses and the sisters who are going for Hajj. You are doing one of the best ibadat. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he considered it as better than jihad for the sisters. MashaAllah. Also, when we do our Hajj, we know, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said once to Sayyidina Amr ibn al-As, don't you know, Amr, that Hajj removes all the sins committed before it? Everything that is done before, Allah will forgive it after Hajj bi'Iznillah, when you perform your Hajj and your Hajj is accepted. That's why we all need to ask Allah for what? For qabool of our Hajj. Acceptance of our Hajj, inshaAllah. Okay. Also, from the merits of Hajj, also that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he mentioned that the nafaqa, the money that you spend for your Hajj, we know nowadays Hajj has become expensive from Canada, and you know that is you're paying for this Hajj. The nafaqa, the money that you spend for your Hajj, is a blessed, and Allah Azza wa Jal will give you barakah in whatever left in your life because of the money that you spend for your Hajj. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said about that, النفقة في الحج كالنفقة في سبيل الله ب700 ضعف. He said alayhi salatu wassalam, when you give for your Hajj is as if you give for jihad for the sake of Allah 700 times more reward bi'iznillahi ta'ala. Why? Because you're spending on the fard from the 5 fara'id in Islam. You're spending to pay for your Hajj, the Hajj for life that Allah Azza wa Jal has commanded us all as believers to do. And we know Hajj is what it was pillar? It's number 5, the 5th pillar. So you're completing your deen by performing Hajj, inshaAllah ta'ala. And we know definitely Hajj is a transition. Before Hajj, definitely after Hajj, you become a better person, bi'Iznillah. So Hajj has to play a significant role in our life and in our journey, bi'Iznillah ta'ala. Okay, now what should we do before we go for Hajj? Number one, brothers and sisters, is we need to repent to Allah. Tawbah. And that is for all a'mal. All the good deeds that we do, we need to make sure that we repent to Allah from all our previous mistakes and sins and shortcomings. I can ask you, any one of you, is there any one of us who's not a sinner? We all do mistakes, correct? And we're all hoping and asking Allah for His mercy and His forgiveness. So what we need to do now while we are preparing ourselves to go for Hajj is to ask Allah for forgiveness. So we ask Allah to accept our repentance, our tawbah. Seek Allah's help to remove all the mistakes and ask Him to accept us coming back to Him before we go to this beautiful, the most important journey in our life, inshallah, which is to perform tawbah. And tawbah is to return to Allah. What tawbah means? To return to Allah. And it has conditions. And this condition is that you regret whatever mistakes we committed before. We stop any wrong things that we used to do previously in our life. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal, and we promise Him that we will not return to such mistakes and problems again. And that from now on, we change ourselves. That is tawbah, bi'iznillah. So may Allah accept all our tawbah. Number 2 is good intention. Why I'm going to do Hajj is just to collect the name Haji. When I come back, they call me Haji. No, it's just I'm going to fulfill Allah's command is to go and perform my Hajj. So I have to make sure that I'm doing this part, is I'm going sincerely to Allah. By the way, Allah does not accept any of our actions except it is with إيش? Ikhlas. You know the word ikhlas? Sincerity. Allah does not accept any of our deeds, our ibadat, except it has to be based on in ikhlas, sincerity to Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay? So Allah said about that, فَاعْبُدِ اللَّهَ مُخْلِصًا لَهُ الدِّينَ. When you worship Allah, you worship Him with ikhlas. So that's we have to have it in our. Why I'm going for Hajj this year? Why I'm paying this much money? Why I'm taking vacation and leaving my family and my children and going to the desert, going to Mecca, to the best place on earth, and visiting Al-Masjid Al-Haram, standing on Arafat? All of that is to please Allah, is to be sincere to Him, to be a better Muslim, to be someone who will be more and more religious, to be someone who will be better, and changing his life after Hajj, not to be like before Hajj. It will be much better person, bi'Iznillah ta'ala, after we perform our Hajj. Okay? So that is a promise, to keep that in our mind. May Allah give us all good intention. Ameen. Okay, what is next? before you go for Hajj, make sure that whatever you've taken from people, whatever rights you have taken from anyone, or any debts that you are able to pay before you go, okay, that you pay them before you leave. That if you've taken something from someone, give it to him. If someone is upset with you, call them and say sorry. Ask for forgiveness. Relieve yourself. Make sure that you have given everyone his rights back before you do this great journey to Allah. So you will call your relatives, your friends. If you have any hard feelings towards somebody, just take it easy. Call them for Allah and say, I'm sorry, I'm going for Hajj and I ask for forgiveness, please. As much as you can, you do this. Okay? That is when it comes to the rights of people upon us. Our family members, our friends, our colleagues, our business partners. Make sure you clear that page before you go. Why? Because when we are travelers, we know that we are actually, Allahu A'lam, are we able to come back? It's a journey. And Allah knows, it could be the end of it, but we hope always for Allah's mercy and forgiveness, and He subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us all the time. So that's why you need to reconciliate with people and to ask them for forgiveness. Also to choose the good company, the good group of people. And mashallah, you are here, you will get to know each other, you will get to know your company, your roommate, the brothers and the sisters who will be your Hajj partners in your bus, in the plane, and in the camp, and in the tent. So you need to become friends, you need to become so close that you love each other, you smile in each other's face. You don't get nervous because he took that bed and you wanted to take that bed. I want to take besides the window. It's okay. Take it easy. Any place you are in your seat, it doesn't have to be besides the window. Just take it easy. This is a spiritual journey. So what you need, keep up your smile. Keep up your smile with your brothers and with your sisters. Always try to show your good character. You need to control your anger. Don't be upset that you saw your brother, he threw his towel in your bed. Don't be upset that the sister is sitting in your bed. Or somebody is making any kind of noise. Just take it easy and calmly and have sabr. Have what? Sabr. Bi'iznillahi ta'ala. And this will show. When they usually say, do you know someone? Yes, I know him. How did you know him? I just saw him somewhere. No. You don't know someone except when you travel with them. You want to know the people? When you travel with them. You will get to know them really good. So that's why you need to show your good behavior, your good character as a Muslim traveling with a group, inshallah ta'ala. Also, what we need to do before Hajj is to get ourselves ready. What we will need to take with us, our medication, our papers, our passports, our tickets, you take a copy of your passport also in a side with you. You take some photos for you, a copy of your immigration paper if you have whatever, your documents, and also your medication that you will need always in your journey. Keep that with you. That is important. And if you're going to Mecca first, you need to take your ihram with you because you're going to switch your clothes in the transit area. If you are in Frankfurt or Cairo or whatever spot, you will need to change your ihram before you arrive to Mecca because you will do your ihram in the plane. But for those who are going to Medina first, you don't need that. You just take your medication and your papers and your carry-on and your handbag. Okay, for the rest who are going to Mecca first is different. But that will, inshallah, we will learn it later, bi'iznillahi ta'ala, in the next seminar. And what you need to do also before you do Hajj is al-wasiyya. Wasiyya, write down your will. Writing the will is very great, important sunnah. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said that you don't leave 3 nights except your wasiyya is written below your pillow. Okay? Below your pillow, okay? So make sure you have your wasiyah is written and it's there because you want everything that is in case if Allah decided that this is the end journey for me. So what you do, everything is written before you leave and everything is well known and you do it inshallah in a beautiful manner. And now alhamdulillah we have a beautiful access and the brothers are here with us from muslimwell.ca. The first easy access to write down your will is through your phone in 5 minutes. Just put all your information and it will divide your wills for you and it will tell you everything and Islamically and 100% we revised it and many scholars revised it and also accepted by the law of Canada and any province in Canada inshallah ta'ala. So that one, you can just use that as a method and always Al-Madeenah, also the brothers are here. You can see them, Brother Mahir and Brother Ammar. So they will tell you if you have any question, inshallah, they will answer you. You can do your will and also get the discount because you are with Al-Madeenah, inshallah, group. That is for Al-Wasiyah. So Wasiyah must be written and saved, and you print it out and give it to the people that you want to leave behind with them before you travel for this journey of Hajj, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, now in the day of traveling, when we travel, we definitely say salam to all of our family members. We contact our mothers if they are back home, our fathers and our family members, our kids, and we get to see everyone before we leave, and we say salam to everyone. Nastawdi'ukum Allah. That is when you leave for this great journey. Now when it comes to our prayers, as-salawat, what we will do, if we are leaving at Zuhr time, if we are leaving, for example, with Egypt Air or Saudi Airlines, they usually leave noon time. Okay? So your Zuhr, what will happen for your Zuhr and Asr? Can you pray before the Adhan time? Zuhr time you cannot pray before the Adhan. So what will happen to the prayers? You will pray on the plane. So how you will pray on the plane? You will pray the two fards together, combining and shortening. What you do? Combining and shortening. 2 rak'ats for Zuhr and 2 rak'ats for Asr. Okay, how about brothers who don't do combining and traveling? The madhab say no, it's okay. If you want to pray every salah individually by itself, Zuhr in the Zuhr time, and you wait for Asr in a later time, you can do that. But in the Sunnah, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he will combine and he will shorten his salat when he's a traveler. Okay, so you can do 2 for Zuhr and then right away after that 2 for Asr while you are seated in your plane. Okay, that's no problem at all. Okay, what if you are leaving in the evening and you will miss Maghrib and Isha? Same thing. On the plane, after you fly, you will pray your Maghrib, 3 rak'ats, and then your Isha, 2 rak'ats, shortening. Okay? That is, so how about Fajr prayer? We will miss Fajr and it will be on the plane. Once you see the light outside from the window, you will know that this is the time for Fajr. You will also pray Fajr, 2 rak'ats, bi'idhnillah. Okay? That is when it comes to salawat. Now, if you're traveling and switching between Mecca and Medina, for example, if you're leaving from Mecca to Medina, or the other way, from Medina to Mecca, what should you do with the salawat? You will leave after Zuhr, so you will pray Zuhr with Imam al-Haram, okay? So pray full rak'ats, 4 rak'ats for Zuhr. What happens for Asr? You don't need to stop in the way, you can combine your Asr with your Zuhr in the Haram, okay? Whether it is in Mecca or Medina, we always do that. We combine our Asr with our Zuhr in the Haram, so this way we prayed our Salat in the Haram. How about Maghrib and Isha? We will arrive late to Medina or to Mecca. What we will do with these 2 prayers? Should we stop in the way to pray them in any masjid in the way? We don't have to. You can delay those salawat and make also combining and shortening when you arrive to the Haram. So this way you are not missing any salah except it is in the Haram, in Mecca and in Medina. We get my point? So that's what will happen for our salawat, inshallah, from Mecca to Medina or Medina to Mecca. So always, you don't need to worry while you are traveling. You may only take a rest to drink something or to eat something, but continue. The prayers, you do them when you arrive to the Haram, here or there, Mecca or Medina. And then you pray there. The Maghrib first 3, and then Isha 2. And we always do that, to travel after Zuhr, and we arrive after Isha. From Mecca to Medina or from Medina to Mecca. Okay? So that's what we do with the prayers. We pray Asr with Zuhr early and then we leave. And when we arrive, we pray Maghrib and then after that Isha. And all our prayers will become in the Haram. Bismillah. Okay. طيب هذا بالنسبة للصلوات. Definitely we know دعاء السفر. When we get into our cars, our planes, we will say our دعاء السفر. When we get into our buses, we remember to repeat دعاء السفر. Okay? Also, we will take your educational booklets with you, your Quran with you, your zikr book, your dua book. You keep those with you because you need to keep yourself busy. You don't need to keep yourself thinking so much or stressed so much. Just keep yourself dhikr and dua and istighfar and keep salah ala Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and make all that your business in your journey, biiznillah. Because for everything that you do, biiznillah, there are lots of hasanat you are receiving from Allah Azza wa Jal. That's what we need to take with us. Also, we'll take our Hajj guide book or app, what do we call the app? Hajj app or Umrah app, you take it with you, that you revise, you remember, and besides also the guidance of the Imam, you will remember everything that you are doing bi'iznillahi ta'ala. And inshallah you are not missing anything. And in Hajj, Allah Azza wa Jal accept for all of us bi'iznillahi ta'ala. So now if we arrive to Medina, and same thing, arrive to Mecca or Medina, what you need to do, you consider this. Arriving Mecca or Medina, the first thing that you do when you arrive is to take it easy. Be patient. Be patient. Don't hurry. Don't just throw your bag at the door and go to the haram. No. Take it easy. You will have time to go to the haram. You will have time to go to Qabr Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Don't rush. Just take your key for your room. Get into your room. Relax. You may take a shower. Okay, change your clothes. And if you are going to Mecca and you are with ihram already, you also still can take a shower, but you don't use soap and you don't use shampoo or any scent, perfume or anything like that, as we know for muhrim. But if you're going to, so what you do, you shower, take a rest, and then with your group leader, the Imam who's with you, you will decide the time to go for Umrah or to go to the Haram. If it's a time for Salah and you arrive to Medina first or Mecca, you can definitely go join the Salat and come back to take your key and to join the Jama'at. If you can't and you don't know anything, so you better stay with the group and stay with the group leaders until you get your room, and then afterwards you go and pray and Allah knows your intention. Okay? So don't rush. Also, what we do when we arrive to Medina, if for those who are going to Medina, make sure you don't miss Salah except it is with Jama'ah in the Haram. So we are Masjid al-Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So where else we can actually do our ibadat and salat? So you'll always pray with Jama'ah. What else you will do? You go make ziyarat. Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi. We know that, okay? Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we will do that while we are in Medina. You try to get to Rawdah if you as much as possible for sisters and brothers. And for all of us, remember, don't hurt anyone because you are strong, and don't push yourself so hard if you are weak. Just take it easy. If you can go in, go. If you couldn't, it's okay. Allah forgives. Allah knows your intention. You want to get, but because it's so crowded. So take it easy on yourself and you pray as much as close as you can to the Rawdah, and also to make sure you go for Salam ala Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. For sisters, a little bit difficult because you have specific times. So don't push yourself so hard to get into a Rawdah. If you can do it easily and peacefully, do it. If you couldn't, just Allah knows your intention, inshallah. And from far you can say Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabi when you are in Masjid al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We are staying, for those who are going to Medina first, we are staying 3 days in Medina, inshallah, to do that bi'iznillah. So we'll have lots of time to do the ziyarat and also to get a chance to pray in Ar-Rawdah bi'iznillahi ta'ala. What will happen also in Al-Medina, for all the brothers and the sisters, there are always janazah after every salah. So don't miss the janazah. Always pray the janazah with the Imam. After janazah is finished, for brothers, you have a chance to get into Al-Baqi' every janazah. If you want to follow janazah, definitely the reward is huge of following janazah. You will get to visit Al-Baqi' also. And there are times they open Al-Baqi' after Fajr and after Asr, always, every day. But that's for brothers only, not for sisters. So the sisters, they can only pray the janazah inside with Jama'ah. But for brothers, they can go visit Al-Baqi' after Fajr or after Asr, or after any janazah, when they follow janazat, okay? طيب. So what happened also in Medina, you will get ziyarats. We call mazarat time. So their buses will come to take us to Masjid Qiba. So you make wudu in your hotel, you get your breakfast and get ready. The bus will take you to Masjid Qiba. What is Masjid Qiba? The first masjid in Islam. When you pray there 2 rak'ats, nafil, that's equal to Umrah. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, that's equal to Umrah. Okay? You will also visit Jabal Uhud, Maqbarat Shuhada Uhud. You will do all the possible things in Medina. When you visit Masjid Qiba, Jabal Uhud, and the Maqbarat al-Shuhada, you make dua for the Shuhada. And also you may visit and see Masjid al-Qiblatayn in the way, and you see the place where the battle of the trench, Ghazwat al-Ahzab, took place, and similar things that will happen. Masjid al-Jum'ah, that will happen where? Only in Medina, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? Can you visit some relatives in Medina while you are going for Hajj? Can you? Of course. You can, if you have family related ones in Medina, they can come see you in the Haram, or you can visit them in their home while you are staying in Medina for 3 or 4 days or 8 days for those who are staying 8 days. Okay? So there is no problem if you do that. It's not going to break your ibadah. No. Actually, this is ibadah to visit them. Okay? Inshallah. طيب, can you buy some gifts from Medina? Okay? And I know the sisters and the brothers, oh, you have to buy me like this gold from the Medina. It has to be from Medina. Can you buy? Is it okay? Halal? Yes. You can buy the gift for your wife, for your kids from Medina, inshallah, while you are staying in Medina before Hajj or after Hajj. Okay, now we go to the manasik now. When we leave, when we are approaching Mecca, whether we are coming straight to Mecca or coming from Medina, that's what we will learn now. Umrah is nowadays, what is the kind of Hajj that we are doing? It's called Hajju? Yes, Tamattu. All the Hujjaj nowadays, they do Hajju Tamattu. When we do Hajju Tamattu, there is something that we have to fulfill. What is it? Qurban. We have to do Qurban. Do you do it yourself, or the company will take care of that? So usually the company pay to the Saudi authorities to make the Qurban for every single Hajj on the group. When they do it usually in the first day of Eid. Inshallah, okay? So that is for Qurban. So when we do Hajj al-Tamattu, it means we are enjoying Umrah and Hajj in the same year, in the same journey. That's Hajj al-Tamattu. So when we arrive to Mecca, leaving from Medina or coming directly to Jeddah to go to Mecca, that will happen for us, is to put your ihram after you shower. For those who are going straight to Mecca, you shower from home and you will change your clothes and put your ihram in the transit spot. In Frankfurt, Turkey, Istanbul, or in Cairo, whatever spot you are taking, and then you will get to the plane with your ihram on for the brothers, and the sisters with their clothes that they will leave from home ready. Okay? So for brothers who are coming from Medina, they will shower and make themselves ready from their hotel. So they will shower, put the ihram, sisters shower and put your clothes and everything ready. So planning for Umrah. You will pray with the Jama'ah Zuhr, and then you do your Asr, and then in the way in Abyar Ali al-Miqat, you will do the ihram. You will say Labbaik Allahumma Umrah with the intention of doing Hajj as well. متمتعا بها إلى الحج. There is something that we usually say for Hujjaj, is when you do ihram, there is a condition. You put condition which is, Ya Allah, if there is something stopped me and I couldn't complete my manasik, that is the ending point of my Hajj or Umrah. So you say what? Allahumma mahilli haythu habastani. What means that is, if you were unable for any reason, may Allah protect all of us, but for any reason, if you were not able to do it, what you do is to say this condition that, Ya Allah, the ending point of my ihram is if I'm unable to continue. So that is the ending point. So don't need to wait and to come back to complete the manasik. It's done. Okay, so we will say that, and you will repeat that with the Imam, inshallah, in your journey, bi'Iznillah. So now we did our ihram from the miqat. In the plane, for those who are arriving to Jeddah first and Mecca, they will do it from the plane just before they land, 15-20 minutes before landing. For those who are from Medina, we will pass by buses to Abyar Ali. And in Abyar Ali, we will all repeat Labbaik Allahumma Umrah mutamatti'an biha ila al-Hajj. So you will repeat, inshallah, with all our group leaders and our imams, inshallah, who will be with you in your bus. Okay. So when we do that and we started talbiyah, we will, from now and until we arrive to the Kaaba to start tawaf, we can say talbiyah. So you can just repeat talbiyah easily, nicely, without pushing yourself so you don't get tired. Just say Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. Can you stop making talbiyah? Of course. Take rest. Can you talk with your wife, your brother next to you? Of course. Talk. You don't have to be on talbiyah all the time, but always the preference is to keep talbiyah. But if you're tired, you want to sleep, just take a rest, sleep, no problem. Okay? Do you have to stay on wudu all the time when you put your ihram? You don't have to. The only time that you need to have wudu as a must is when you do what? Tawaf. Only during tawaf time. After that sa'i, you don't have to have wudu. Okay? All other times when you're walking, you don't have to have the wudu. But only for tawaf, for everyone who's healthy. How about someone is sick? A sister is sick. She cannot control her tummy. And many of us, like, we have the problem passing air, or we cannot control ourselves. Allah forgives that. For those who have excuse, Allah Azza wa Jal said, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Okay? Allah does not put burden on us. So for those who are sick, it's fine. For those who are healthy, they must have wudu for tawaf. Okay, now when we arrive to Mecca, we put our stuff in our hotels and we are ready, and we stayed to the time that the Imam said we will leave the hotel at 12 midnight or 2 a.m. to do our Umrah and to pray Fajr as well in the Haram. So what you do, follow the instruction. That is better for you. You don't have to take your wife and rush to the Haram. No, wait. Go with the group, inshallah, is better. Okay? So what happens if I leave the group and do? I know. You can do that, no problem. Nobody will stop you to do that. Okay? So now if there are people beside me that they need my guidance, my help, my roommate, my sister, my brother, you can help them. You are receiving a big reward for that. It's a bonus. So it's always a good advantage that you help someone who's first time coming to Mecca, first time coming to do Umrah. You help them, you support them, you guide them. Don't do just for yourself. Do for everyone with you. Bismillah, okay? So now when you get into the Haram, we said if you have some delayed prayers that missed before, that you didn't pray yet, Maghrib, Isha, you pray them right away when you enter the Haram. Okay? So you say Bismillah, Allahumma aftah li abwaba rahmatik, and then you get into the Haram, and then take a spot with the brothers and the sisters, and you make what? You pray the fards that you missed. Maghrib and Isha, for example, combining and shortening. Okay? So 3 and 2. And then you go straight to Tawaf, to the Kaaba. For us all, when we come to the Tawaf and to do our Tawaf 7 times around the Kaaba, maybe some of us first time. So when you see the Kaaba for the first time, you may take some minutes to make dua. When you raise, you just keep your head down and walking until you see the Kaaba. You raise your eyes up and you make dua. Ask Allah for whatever in your heart. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal for the khair, and thank Allah for the blessing of giving us a chance to go and see the Kaaba. Okay? So you make that dua. Make dua. 1 minute, 2 minutes with the group, and then you thank Allah for the blessing of being able to attend, and then we start our tawaf. How we start our tawaf is simple. Always start from the black stone, which has a green light, always showing the directions. Okay, on the walls you'll see green lights. That is a black stone. You go straight to the black stone to kiss it. You go into the middle of the crowd and you push to get it. No, you just say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. That's it. So Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and then you start. Do you have to kiss your hand? Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. We don't have to kiss our hands. Just Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, pointing at the black stone. Right? Yes? Yeah, inshallah we'll have questions after we finish. So that is, you do that 7 times. Do you have to say specific things in between while you are doing the tawafs? When the brothers, when we do the tawaf, definitely you expose your right shoulder. We know that, right? Brothers, so your ihram, you put it down below the right shoulder. And sisters, your normal clothes as you are, inshallah. Okay, so we'll do 7. In the first 3, if you can, a little bit ramal, we call it. Otherwise, you walk you go with the forks. With however it's going, you go with them, inshallah, with the groups, with the people. You don't push people, you don't touch people. Just walk and make your dua while you are walking. What can you say? You can read Quran, you can make zikr, you can say dua to your family, your kids, everybody, and just keep counting the numbers of turns. So every time you reach to the black stone, 1 time is counted. So you do that 7 times. From the corner, al-Yamani corner, the corner which is just before the black stone, you say Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana, and you repeat that until you reach to the black stone again and say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Now you're counting number 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you are done. After we finish, we go a little far away from the crowd and the busy area, and we make our Sunnat al-Tawaf. Sunnat al-Tawaf, 2 rak'ats. This Tawaf is of Tawaf al-Hajj also, that we will say later. We don't need to repeat. It will be the same thing. This Tawaf al-Umrah, same as Tawaf al-Hajj, inshallah. But the difference between Tawaf al-Umrah and Tawaf al-Hajj, one thing. Do you know what it is? Something that is, it will be easier for you. That is, you don't have to put the ihram on you when you are doing Tawaf al-Hajj. So you may do it with your jilbab, your clothes. Okay? But for Tawaf al-Umrah, you have to have ihram. Because that we call it Tawaf al-Umrah, you just came, you just arrived. So you are muhrim. But in Tawaf al-Hajj, you finished your jamarat and you shaved your head and you changed your clothes. Okay? That's for Tawaf al-Hajj. Okay, so but we will do the same action, same turning around the Kaaba, and then we'll do Sunnah Tawaf, the 2 Sunnah, and the 2 Sunnah only 2, you say Bismillah al-Fatiha and Qul Ya Ayyuha al-Kafirun. In the second one you say al-Fatiha and Qul Huwa Allahu Ahad. Okay? Are we okay, Ma'mun? Okay. So that is for Tawaf. After we finish the Sunnah to Tawaf, what we should do is to go to Zamzam water. And we drink from Zamzam, we shower, I don't need to shower, but I mean to put water on our bodies and our heads, our faces, we wash. So first one is, if you are sick and you couldn't join the group, can you delay your Hajj, you delay your Tawaf? Of course, you can do it later on when you are ready to do it. So that's one. The other one, can you see the green light and the black stone while you are in the crowd? Very easy. You will see that inshallah easily while you are in the Tawaf area. And in Tawaf also you have 3 levels. You can do Tawaf besides the Kaaba, and you can do in the 1st floor, 2nd floor, or 3rd floor. Okay? For those who have like cars, what we call the wheelchair, they do it in the 1st or 2nd floors. But for brothers and sisters who are able to get down besides the Kaaba, it will be shorter distance, but it's more crowd. But you will, with patience, you will finish it inshallah. If he was doubting the number of the Tawaf, is it 6 or 7, 6 or 7? If it's equal doubt, then he will go with 6. And if it's more towards 7, then khalas, tawakkal Allah, you're done. So if you have a doubt and it's 50-50 doubt, you go with less number. If it's more towards that you're done, then go with what you've done. You get my point? Because shaitan will make you confused. Oh, you didn't finish. Some people end up doing 14 times. So what you do is just like, mashallah, be firm and go ahead. Khalas, tawakkal ala Allah. Okay? طيب, barakallahu fikum, inshallah. Thank you, brother. Okay, we will get many questions after we finish. After we finish after we have done with our Zamzam, and we will go to Sa'i. Sa'i is the 3rd rukn of Umrah. So when we go to Sa'i, we start with As-Safa and we recite the ayah, Inna as-Safa wal Marwata min sha'airillah, as we all know. We stand on As-Safa facing the Qibla. And when we are facing the Qibla, we make dua and we say the dua, which is there is a specific dua that you will say, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la. And you should learn this dua inshallah, and you will repeat it with your Imam when you are, or you read it yourself if you are doing by yourself in a Safa mountain. A Safa is mountain. Over there is no mountains, it's just a piece. Just a small piece of the old mountain is there, but otherwise it's all marble and it's all beautiful place that to make your tawaf. I usually prefer to go and make sa'i in the 2nd floor. Why? Because there is no uphill or downhill. And you go straight and it's always cooler and it's not busy as the 1st floor. How many floors they have there? They have the basement, they have the 1st floor, they have the 2nd floor, and then they have a floor for wheelchairs. You got it? That's what they have for the Sa'i area. When you do Sa'i, you always start in a Safa. You stay there for a minute or 2 minutes, making dua, facing the Qibla. After you finish, you start. So from a Safa to Al-Marwa, 1. From Al-Marwa to a Safa, 2. Okay, so back and forth, you will stay on a Safa 4 times, and you will stay in Al-Marwa 3 times. You have completed the 7 shout, the 7 Sa'i. Always from the green to the green light, when you get under the green light, you make a little of juggling for brothers. For sister, you just walk normal. Okay, what should you say when you are in a sa'i? There is nothing specific that you should say or a specific dua that you should read. Just whatever comes to your mind from dua, Quran, recitation, zikr, just make it, bi'iznillah. And all that acceptable. Can you talk with a brother next to you about anything else? You can. Can you talk with your wife? You can talk. You are not like in salah. Okay? You are doing the rituals of Hajj, but you are remembering all the time. You do tawaf, you go around the Kaaba, you do sa'i, you remember and reflect of the days when Sayyidina Ibrahim ﷺ was there, Sayyidina Ismail was there, Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ was there and doing these rituals. Also Sittina Hajar, when you do a sa'i, you reflect, you remember those days. Bismillah, when you are doing your ibadah. Now when you finish, you start in As-Safa and you finish in Al-Marwa. When you finish in Al-Marwa, your Umrah is complete except what? Yes, Al-Halq wa Taqsir, or Taqsir, shaving. So what the brothers will do, when they get to the hotel, they will go to the barber shops around it's a number, many. You'll find lots of brothers calling you to take you to the barber shop. Or if you have your clipper with you, you just go zero and that's shaving. Some brothers, they want to shorten their hair. Say, I will shorten only. Yeah, you can shorten, but always the preference for shaving. Because the Nabi ﷺ said 3 times, Allah's maghfirat for those who shave their head. Okay? So that is and when we do that, our Umrah is complete. For sisters, what they should do? Sisters, no shaving. You just take some little hair from the ending line of your hair. Some like this. Okay? So that's for sister. Can sisters do it? Some sisters do it in Al-Marwa when they just finish. No. When you get to your room, you do it for each other. Even you can do for yourself. So you bring your hair up front and take a little of your hair. Then your Umrah is complete. You are free. Yes, you are free. Husband and wife are free. Husband and wife are free. Khalas. You are like in Canada. No problem. Okay? Until you go back for another Umrah if you want. For somebody passed away, you can do that. Or you wait until your Hajj days starts. And you need to save your energy. You need to save your body and your health. Because you are coming to the Hajj days, which is so tough, and it needs you to be strong. So what we do while we are staying now, we shaved our heads, we cut our hairs, and we are now enjoying the Haram. We will answer questions after, inshallah. Okay. Just mark your question and please write it down. So what happens here, we will enjoy our Haram. What we do, every Salah, we go and pray Qiyamul Layl in the Haram. We go and make volunteer tawaf. Make 7 shawt tawaf. Okay? Pray always in Jama'ah. Always catch Takbiratul Ihram. Always be as close as you can to the Kaaba. Try to enjoy make dua, cry to Allah in the days while we are doing our waiting for our Hajj. And it will not be too long between the time we arrive to Mecca to do Umrah and the time that we start our Hajj journey. It will be like 3 days or 4 days. Those who are going earlier, they will stay like 10 days before Hajj starts. But for majority, they will stay only, when you come from Medina, it's only 3 days that you will stay in the Haram before you start the journey of Hajj, inshallah. Okay? 4 days, bi'iznillah. And alhamdulillah, we are all close to the Haram, so you will always have access to pray in the Haram, inshallah ta'ala. And you enjoy that, bi'iznillahi azza wa jal. Okay, now inshallah, when we finish and we are about to start our Hajj, Hajj is a specific number of days. We know them, it's almost 5 days, Hajj. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sometimes 13 if you complete more. Okay? So what we do is we count the days. When the Hajj days comes, it's the 8th. What we do in the 8th of the Hijjah? So they will tell us, we will tell you to get ready. You shower, you put your ihram in the morning and get ready in a specific time. We will go to Mina. The buses will take us to Mina. So when you shower and you shave your head and cut your nails, put your perfume, and then put your ihram, and the sisters also the same thing, get ready, okay? And then at 9 o'clock, for example, buses are arriving, we will go to Mina. That is the first day of Hajj. When you put your ihram and you get into the bus, all of us repeat, Labbaik Allahumma Hajja. Now we do talbiyah for Hajj. That is the days that we were waiting for. So we will do the talbiyah for Hajj and keep our talbiyah until we go to a Mina camp and we take our spot that we rest and sleep in and take our tour inside the camp and see the beautiful feelings. Those are the beautiful feelings when you are in Mina camp. Okay? So that is the fantastic time that you will spend, inshallah. You keep yourself zikr, dua, and istighfar and talbiyah while we are there. What we will do is we just keep ourselves in the place. You will take your meals inside your tent. You will pray with the Imam in the tent. Your salawat will be done in the tent. You just follow your Imam. Zuhr and Asr usually are combined in the tent during Mina days. Same thing also, that's what the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do. And Maghrib and Isha also as well. Sisters are following the brothers, bi'iznillahi ta'ala. And all of us will be together in the same time. Whether those who are coming to Mecca first or Medina first, all of us will be in the same area, inshallah ta'ala. Okay? So that is the first day of Hajj, which is Mina. So in Mina, we will sleep over. The sleep over for the first night. In the morning is Arafah day. Okay? So in the morning, when we get up in the morning, we pray Fajr, we take our breakfast, we rest until they are ready to take us to Arafah, inshallah. And the beautiful, alhamdulillah, Medina, they always try to make those things are to the best available over there. So you have air-conditioned tents, and it's definitely, as the number is big, so you will consider that your place that you sleep in is right away next to you, a brother, and the sisters area also. You have the sister next to each other, so we have to accept and accommodate each other. We have to have the love for one another and the respect for each other. Don't get upset if somebody touch you and so on, because we are in Hajj, And in Mina, Mina is tight. It's between two mountains. So these tents are made to accommodate the Hujjaj. So everybody just accommodate the person next to you and just always keep your smile up. Be nice with everybody. Bismillah. Okay? طيب. So when we finish the first night, in the morning around 9 o'clock after breakfast, we will be driven by buses to Arafat, inshallah. In Arafat, once you arrive, a beautiful huge tent for brothers, a beautiful huge tent for sisters. MashaAllah, you relax, it's also air conditioned and it's beautiful, and you just rest when you arrive. Make sure that you don't expose your body, your head to the sun because it's hot. We are in August. So just keep yourself, try to always dehydrate yourself with water, juice. Okay? Don't eat too much also because you don't need to use the bathroom too much, especially on that night, Muzdalifah night, after you finish Arafah day. So, okay, now you finished, you stayed the morning in the tent and you're making your zikr, your dua, you may nap for a bit, beautiful, and then go make your wudu, get ready for Zuhr and Asr Salat, which is a specific time when we do the khutbah and we make the Salat al-Zuhr and Salat al-Asr, okay? And then we keep ourselves in dua until evening time, until Maghrib. So you don't want to get busy in that time. That is your time. That is the best day of making dua. The best day of making dua is dua Yawm Arafah. So what you do, you keep yourself busy with dua. You may do some dua with the imams, and the rest dua is for yourself. Just keep yourself busy with dua. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, خَيْرُ الدُّعَاء دُعَاءُ يَوْمْ عَرَفَةٍ. The best dua ever is dua of the day of Arafah. And what is the best dhikr and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned? Is to say, لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. You repeat that 100 times, thousands of times. And you make dua as much as you can. And then you make dua with the jama'at, with the group, with the imams. Perfect. That is what we need, inshallah, to remember in that day. Day of Hajj. Yawm al-Hajj al-Akbar. That is the big day of Hajj. Day of Arafah. Until sunset, then, mashallah, alhamdulillah, the Al-Madeenah always take their people right away in the first groups that leave Arafah, Al-Madeenah. So after Azan al-Maghrib sunset, you don't pray Maghrib here. Maghrib will be in Muzdalifah. So they take you by buses straight to Muzdalifah. In Muzdalifah, you have your spot, you have your area, you sleep there, you rest there, you put yourself there, and then you pray with the Jama'ah, with the Imams, Maghrib and Isha, as the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did. You will pray Maghrib 3, and then you will pray Isha 2 rak'ahs. And then what you do? Just nap, sleep. You need to rest. After a long day, you need to rest in Muzdalifah. You sleep, take your time until you are called to leave. What we do usually in Arafah, in Muzdalifah, is that we call some people, or many of the people who are willing to leave earlier, so that to avoid the traffic and the crowd in the morning, we call them after midnight. 1 a.m. for example. Say, okay, those who would love to go earlier, they can leave now. So you already spend a good time in Muzdalifah. So you don't have to wait until Fajr. And that's optional. We know that is, Sunnah is to wait until morning. Okay? And you find that we divide our Imams in the group. Say, okay, some will leave now with some of the Hajj, especially those with sickness, hardship, those who want to use the bathroom, those who are tired from long day, or those who have any issue or disabilities, and so on and so forth. What will happen? We'll take them after midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., before Fajr. How about if you stay? Definitely you can stay to Fajr time until sunrise, and then you go to Mina again. So what we'll do with that group, is it acceptable? Of course. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he permitted people with sickness, older people, people who do work and helps Hujjaj, to leave earlier in the night time from Muzdalifah. How much time you need to spend in Muzdalifah? The whole night? Or part of the night? You can stay, even walk through Muzdalifah. Only walking through Muzdalifah is enough. How about you stay for 2-3 hours? Beautiful. How about staying the whole night until the morning? If you can. Yes. Okay? So that's what happens. So then you are taken from Muzdalifah, from that place, to the Mina again, your camp again. Your camp is your point, always. So you'll go back to the camp, and then from the camp you do your breakfast, or you will go straight to Jamarat to throw your pebbles, and then the bus will be waiting outside of Jamarat to take you to the hotel. What is the actions of the first day of Eid? What do we do in the day of Eid? The first thing that we do in the day of Eid is we go straight to Jamarat to throw the Jamarat al-Kubra, the big Jamarat. What's called? The big Jamarat al-Kubra. Only how many stones we do in the first day, in Eid day? Only 7. That's called Jamarat al-Aqab al-Kubra, the big one, the big Jamarat. We throw 7 pebbles, and we don't stay for dua there. Straight right away, you follow the groups, you follow the Al-Madina sign, take you to the bus, and then the bus take you to your hotel. So you go back to the hotel, you shave your head, don't remove your ihram, brothers and sisters. You don't use perfume, you still muhrim until you shave or cut of your hair, and then you shower and put back your clothes, your jilbab, your abaya, and everything. You're fine. Then what you will do? The rest of the day you are besides the haram, you can make tawaf, you can make sa'i, okay? Or you just rest, don't do that, delay it for later. Okay, you rest in your hotel, you eat your meals and enjoy and pray with Jama'ah in the Haram, and then in the night time we will take you back to where? To Mina again, to sleep over. You have how many nights to sleep over again? How many more nights you need to sleep in Mina after Eid? 2 or 3? 2 for those who will finish early and do it in 2 days, or 3 for those who will complete. Usually, are they equal or different? They're equal or different? They're all equal. So if you did it in 2 days or 3 days, they're all the same. If we did Jamarat in 3 days after Eid, how many total Jamarat we will throw? 70. 70. Okay? Because we do 7, and then in the next 3 days, 21, 21, 21. Okay? But if we did 2 days instead of 3, it will be how many total? 49. 49. 7 plus 21, 21. Okay? So when it's mandatory to stay to the next 3rd day, when you only stay in Mina until sunset. If you stay in Mina until sunset, on the 2nd day of Jamarat, which is 3rd day of Eid, then you have to wait for the 3rd day. But if you throw your Jamarat after Zawal, Zuhr, and you left, then you don't need to come back to Mina anymore. You're done. Okay? That's for Jamarat. So now what is left for us to complete for brothers and sisters, husband and wife, you are done your tahallul, you put back your clothes, but you're not yet able to practice your general life until you do tawaful ifada. You have to do tawaful ifada, so your tahallul is complete. You get the biggest tahallul, al-tahallul al-akbar. Okay? So what we will do is, after we throw jamarat in Eid day, and we shave our head, we change our clothes, we go to the haram to make tawaful ifada. And sa'i, that's tawaful hajj and sa'i al-hajj. Same like tawaf and sa'i for umrah. Same rituals, same structure. Okay, same numbers, okay, no difference. But the difference is that you are with your clothes. We are not with ihram, okay? So after you finish your tawaf, then the husband and wife relationship is okay, everything is okay, you are normal as if you are back home, except you just need to go back, sleep over in Mina, okay? And to throw your jamarat in the next 2 days or 3 days for those who will make it 3 days. Okay, we got it? So what happens here? Then after that, our Hajj is complete, and Alhamdulillah is all done. The days of Mina, to get reminders from the Imams, nice talks, you talk to each other, you do zikr. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said about these days, أيام Mina, أيام أكل وشرب وذكر لله تعالى. أيام منى أيام أكل وشرب وذكر الله تعالى. So you do remember Allah Azza wa Jal, you say dhikr, and you make dua, and you eat, and you enjoy the time with brothers and the sisters of your group in Mina camp. And then you go back to the hotel. The rest of the days you also enjoy Hajj, you enjoy the haram, enjoy salah in the haram. One only thing left for us. What it is? One thing only. Huh? Sorry? Yes. Tawaful wada'. Tawaful wada' is the final thing we do in Mecca before we leave to Medina or we leave to go back home. That is the final thing we do, is tawaf al-wada'. For some people who are actually sick and they cannot do tawaf al-ifada, they can delay tawaf al-ifada with tawaf al-wada'. So they do them together. Okay? They can just delay that and they do that together, and then they do the sa'i and they are done to leave after that, inshallah. So that is for the days of Hajj. So now for the jamarat, how many jamarat are there? 3. The small one, the middle one, and the big one. In the first day of Eid, how many of them we do? Only one, the big one, which is towards Mecca side. Okay, we throw 7 pebbles and we leave. In the second day, we throw jamarat for what? How many? All of them. So the small, the middle, and the big. After the small, middle, we make du'as, long du'as, 5 minutes du'a, and then you move to the next one and make du'a, and then the third one, and then you don't stand for du'a, you leave right away. Third day the same, and if you stay for the fourth day also the same. Okay? That's what will happen with jamarat. And jamarat, as you see it in the picture, that is jamarat. Nowadays is easy access, simple, and it's beautiful place, and lots of air, blowing fans, so you don't feel, inshallah, problem. You just need to walk a little from the tents, because most tents are a little far from the jamarat. So we'll walk like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes walk. That's it. And you walk through the tunnels. So it's all fans and it's beautiful, and you follow the sign of the company that you are with, inshallah. This way, we have completed our Hajj, and may Allah Azza wa Jal make it easy and accessible and accept from all of us. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Allahumma ameen.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك